All I'm saying is that the Grand Canyon, a little overrated. It doesn't actually do anything is the problem. Like,
the damage has been done. What do you mean it doesn't do anything? Do you expect the ground to shake or something?
I mean,
you know what you could do? You could skydive into the hole.
Ain't nobody skydiving into nothing. I'm not bungee jumping, not skydiving, not sliding into nothing.
I would. Sign me up. Tandem jump right now.
No, I'm not doing that. Hello and welcome once again to another amazing episode of One Last Take.
Yeah.
Your host with the most, Rubizmo, the Gizmo, joined once again by the Royal PsychoGeno.
Yeah, co-host PsychoGeno, where we talk sports, talk life, and a little advice.
That's exactly right. Now, this episode, what are we doing today? Today is a sports episode.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because we live in the kitchen where our bread is buttered.
I remember this.
Do you remember?
I remember that.
It's a classic slogan,
Uh-huh.
and it's held the test of time. Sometimes people say things that, oh, that's cliche. But cliches are cliche for a reason.
They are. I agree. I concur.
Well, this is where our bread is buttered. So, NFL, amazing Week 9. Amazing Week 9. What is your number one takeaway from Week 9?
CMC MVP. It just rhymes. And if you don't know who CMC is, first off, how dare you? Second off, Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
I say CMC so often. I don't actually.
He got tongue-tied.
I don't know his last name.
Unbelievable.
CMC for MVP is the biggest takeaway.
I would disagree.
Of course you would.
I would disagree. The biggest takeaway is Russell Wilson for MVP, the man that I have been pushing to you and everyone who would listen for at least 2 years now as the best quarterback in the NFL,
right.
Continues to show why he's the best quarterback in the NFL above everyone else. And this Sunday was another perfect example. And were it not for Josh Myers swinging left and right wildly, ruining this Mona Lisa that Russell Wilson had painted, I mean, it would have been a perfect game. And in fact, even with the mistakes, it became more perfect. Have you heard the Japanese term wabi-sabi about the perfection of imperfection? That's what this game was. Russell making chicken pot pies out of chicken coo. That's what this was. He is the leading vote getter for MVP.
Why do I let you keep going?
Coming into this year, I told you all Deshaun Watson would be the MVP, and he's been tremendous. He's number 2 in my voting, but he's been tremendous. And number 3 is actually Lamar Jackson.
What are you doing?
I got CMC at 4.
What are you doing?
I'm recognizing.
CMC he's had one bad week, and I think it was a Thursday night game.
And he
wasn't ready to recover.
It was
he
a game-winning
missed
touchdown.
a game winner. Bro, he had no one blocking for him.
If you that guy, you got to make that play.
He is the
Russell made that play.
Russell just 2 weeks ago throwing pick 6 and everything to Baltimore.
I
what are you talking
predicted
about? You
I
predicted the
that.
MVP to not show up for that game?
I said this would probably be the week he throws a pick. It was a big
then.
game, emotional. Earl Thomas's return.
Uh-huh.
I expected that he would try to do something uncharacteristic. He did. I don't hold that against him. I didn't say he'd be perfect. I just said he's the best.
I think CMC by far, with Kyle Allen, some garbage receivers, they're overrated in my humble opinion. A broken down tight end in Greg Olsen. Come on, man.
I have him number 4. When did being number 4 become the worst thing ever?
When you're the best of you can be for the year, and you're saying, you're number 4.
You're number 4.
Russell Wilson, what he's doing right now, isn't even the best I've seen from a quarterback.
It's not the best you've seen from a quarterback. In fact, I saw a stat the last 5 weeks. Kirk Cousins is number 1 in quarterback rating right now.
So why in the world is Russell Wilson the MVP?
It's a totality of performance.
Yeah.
It's a totality of performance, and it's fingerprints on the game.
That's CMC. They hand the ball to him, check it off to him. How many times do you want to see this guy just break off? And I don't even like the Panthers. Come on, man.
Christian McCaffrey, first of all, I want to state for the record, I love Christian McCaffrey.
I can't tell.
I put him number 4. I didn't put Saquon
That
4.
ain't
I
love.
Put Zeke 4.
That ain't love.
And I think they're better running backs.
They're not.
I love Christian McCaffrey.
Why do you think? No,
I thought he was the perfect signing for Carolina when he came out. When he got drafted, I said they need a playmaker. And from the moment he was drafted, he has been exactly that. He's been tremendous. He's shined in the biggest moments. I still remember him breaking away in playoff games against the Saints, and no one catches him. By the way, I took a lot of grief. I took a lot of flack for my Andy Isabella comment this past week about him being slow. People were talking about, it's the fastest white guy I've seen in forever, the receiver for the Cardinals, when he broke away for that touchdown.
He is fast.
And he's like, he runs a 4.3, and he still got caught from behind.
He didn't get caught. He made it.
He barely. The guy touched him as he stumbled into the end zone.
He made it.
I said, if you think he's the fastest white guy you've seen, maybe you should watch some Carolina Panther games. That is speed. That
CMC
is speed. And
Look, man.
that's I don't care what the 40 says. That's
What was the
on-field
list?
Speed.
Oh, I agree. I hate 40 times. It means nothing
it's
to
sexy.
me.
I wish I had a 4.29.
It's not even sexy to me anymore.
Oh, it's sexy to me. You run a 4.33, you got my attention.
You do not.
You got my
I say
attention.
put in them pads. Let me see the film.
We should have some.
Let me see the film, and then let's see how you run. Hold up now. Who were the three ahead of CMC? I know you said
Three
your boy
quarterbacks: Wilson, Deshaun Watson, who I predicted coming into this year,
whatever. Go on.
and Lamar Jackson.
And Lamar,
based
because
off
of what he
last
did,
night.
because of that game.
It's the totality of the season, but it's also the opponent and what you did last night. You're telling me the Patriot defense hasn't been a stalwart? They've been the greatest defense in the history of football for the first 8 weeks.
But that was one game. Lamar's had some duds. Russell's had one dud. CMC kind of had a dud for a running back.
Right.
And Deshaun's had a few duds
But
as
you
well.
also know that MVP is also based on what have you. It's a what have you done for me lately award.
Did you not see CMC what he did lately?
No, I was too busy watching Russell Wilson dominate.
Oh,
here's the problem.
Do you need me to inform you of
No,
what CMC?
I know the numbers he put up. I saw the multiple touchdowns. I saw the 140, not 150. I saw the 140 yards.
Uh-huh.
He only had 13 more yards rushing than Ezekiel Elliott.
Only had
And-
13.
And you know what?
But how
And
many more touchdowns?
And McCaffrey is a splash player.
Splash. He's an MVP.
He's a splash player. He is tremendous at what he does. But again, he only had about 13 more yards than Ezekiel Elliott this past week.
Okay.
Right? And Zeke was not flashy at all.
You know what that means?
What does that mean?
So the Cowboys, they have a tremendous offensive line.
Go
They
ahead, say
have a quarterback in Dak Prescott. They have a wide receiver in Amari Cooper and a Hall of Fame tight end in Jason Witten. The Panthers have no one
Right.
on offense. So teams are not afraid of anything else but CMC. So, of course, it's going, he only had this many more yards. Yeah, because they know you're either passing the ball to CMC or you're handing it off to CMC. But what about them tubs? What about them breakoffs? You taking it away from Zeke, or you taking it away from CMC did as if Zeke had these long runs.
My point is,
Do
said
you
13
have a
yards.
point?
He only had 7 yards more. My point is, you're giving Christian McCaffrey credit for these big splash plays that result in touchdowns.
Major plays.
His yardage is about the same as Ezekiel Elliott.
I don't care.
And they're basically doing the same damage minus the touchdowns.
How about
Because
you can't say minus the touchdowns.
I can't say
that
minus
matters.
because you said yourself.
What?
Panthers have terrible receivers. They're
Yeah.
average receivers.
Yeah.
The Cowboys have Amari
Yeah.
Cooper and Witten. And
Yeah. And Dak.
those receivers
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Dak are scoring from further out. So Zeke's doing his damage, and then they're just scoring from the 20. They're scoring from that's not his fault that the receivers are good. And so they're taking touchdowns from Zeke. If
Yeah.
the receivers were falling at the 1, like a strong Curtis Samuel, any week I need him in
that's
fantasy.
that's
then Zeke
not
would get
that's
the
not
giddy.
how CMC is getting these touchdowns.
I'm saying-
if that was all he was getting was
Right.
1-yard touchdowns, okay, but that's not what he's getting.
But if all his yardage comes on splash plays, and that's what makes the big. You saw Damian Williams yesterday go for 125.
If you have a splash
Yesterday,
play
last
every
week.
game, yeah, that's gonna stand out.
It will stand out. But if you're requiring splash plays in order to make the same yardage that somebody else is getting 8-yard
That's
chunks,
how.
7-yard chunks.
That's my point, Rue.
I think that's
how. No,
consistency.
that's how difficult it is because they all know what you have to do. So he is forced. He has to go Super Saiyan mode and get a splash play, and he's that good to where he's doing it almost every week.
Let me ask you this: if they had top-notch receivers,
Who?
If the Panthers had top 5 caliber receiver or a top 5 caliber
If they
receiver,
had a Amari
and
Cooper,
Amari Cooper, you think he would get more catches and yards than Moore and Curtis Samuel?
who is he?
Cooper. If Amari Cooper was a Carolina Panther, would he
Okay.
get more receptions, targets, receptions, and yards than DJ Moore and Curtis Samuel are getting?
I think he would have more yards. Yes,
He would perform better than them, right?
of course.
And if he's performing better, getting more yards, possibly more touchdowns,
yeah,
that means that's less for McCaffrey, doesn't it?
yeah.
There you go.
What do you mean?
There you go. That's why McCaffrey is getting so much.
No,
more. He's
because-
the only weapon. It's like Saquon last year.
It's like Saquon
Julio
last year.
Yeah, you're just. And Saquon wasn't an MVP candidate. Todd Gurley was tremendous on the best offense in football. That's an MVP candidate, and I still wouldn't have given it to. I mean, it was up in the air for him. So I mean, I'm just saying you have to be so amazing as a running back.
And he is.
If he hits 2,000 yards, he'll have a vote from somebody. But even if he's amazing, he doesn't play the best position. So no matter what he does, he could have the greatest football season ever.
But what he's doing from a running back position, and what you're saying is, if they had more options, he wouldn't get as many touches. But what I'm saying is that's the beauty in it, because they know who's going. Hey, CMC's getting the ball, stop me. CMC's getting the ball, stop me.
It's two sides of the same coin, I suppose. I'm just looking at the other way. You're saying he has to do everything,
and
he's producing. I'm saying
he's still getting splash plays,
so he's getting all the you love.
Yeah, no.
If Zeke had to do everything, get all the catches,
I don't know
get
if
all
he
the
would.
runs.
I don't know if he would.
He's doing it now.
No, he's not.
He's led the league in rushing since he came in the league.
He's not doing everything. He's not doing everything
because Cooper's scoring. Because
they've
Jason
always
Witten
had a quarterback. They've always had decent receivers.
Since Amari came, they've had decent receivers.
Whatever. This year, when the Panthers have nothing.
I think Curtis Samuel's salvageable. I think DJ Moore's talented.
And I don't. I think, all right,
so
I think every receiver is
good.
Talented in the league. Just about.
Yeah.
Man.
We agree Christian McCaffrey's good, but you also agree that the quarterback position is a more important position than running back. The greatest running back in the world still isn't going to equal the greatest quarterback. And that's why they're going to win MVP. You got to be amazing, and he's just not going to be good enough.
That's
with
not
Russell
his
Wilson,
fault that he's not a quarterback.
Yeah, it is. Because when they were going up for positions and Pop Warner, his dad, who was a wide receiver, playing with John Elway, was like, you could play quarterback. He's like, nah, I want to be running back.
And it don't matter. Let's say he said
back.
that. He said, nah, I want to play running back. And then he got to practice. No. Let me finish.
Mm-hmm.
And then he found out, oh, CMC, you have an arm on you. You know what? Maybe you should be a quarterback. If you want to be a certain position, but yet your skill set is so much better at another position, then that's just what it is. Some people make it to the league in different sports. Like people made the league baseball players. I know you don't like baseball.
Go ahead.
But sometimes, you know what? This dude was a phenomenal athlete. He was a shortstop. In the major leagues, he's only an outfielder or he's only a pitcher. It just, you're only as good as you can be.
No, I get that, but suggesting that someone's position is limited to their skill set. Michael Vick was a quarterback. He's the fastest guy on his team. He should have been a running back or wide receiver. Lamar Jackson.
He wouldn't have made it as a running back or wide receiver. No, he wouldn't have made it.
I'm saying if he had started training at a young age, because I'm certain he's always been the fastest guy around.
Yeah, but he didn't have best. His hands probably weren't good. He probably couldn't take the hits.
The fastest person is usually going to play a skill position. That's all I'm saying. You usually don't put your fastest player at quarterback who doesn't run, theoretically.
Yeah, it just doesn't mean you'll be good at it.
Doesn't necessarily mean you'll be good. I think, last year I thought Odell might have been the best quarterback on the Giants.
You still think he's the best receiver in the league?
Most
and
talented receiver.
Talented.
Most talented. That's different than best. Best includes like production and things. And unfortunately, Baker is.
Why is he the most talented? What does he do the best? What is he the best at? No, just one by one. What is he the best at? One thing.
Quickest feet.
The quickest feet?
There, you just said one thing.
Quickest feet? Why does that matter?
It's about foot speed. And at the receiver position, getting in and out of breaks is about foot speed. His route running is tremendous. His hands are tremendous. His will to win is tremendous.
So you mean his route running is tremendous?
That's his foot speed. Because it's not always about routes. Because after 5 or 6 seconds.
Wait, you talking about like his cone shuffle or something like that? What are you talking about?
I'm talking, these are what you call the eye test. Because you can't measure hands.
Oh my God.
You can't measure, will to win.
So you don't have, you can.
You can't measure will to win.
You can. I measured Cam's will to win in that Super Bowl.
Gosh.
It was measured from 1 to 10. That boy got a 2.
He had a 10 to win, but he also had an 11 to survive. And unfortunately, if that line was so pathetic, don't dive, Cam. And look, and speaking of that, Cam goes on the IR today, officially.
Yeah, thank you, Cam. Thank you.
I'm going to say this. Thank you to Cam. And I say that in the sense that get healthy. Get healthy. We here at One Last Take want Cam Newton healthy.
Woo!
We here at One Last Take want Cam Newton to be at his best. Now, it may be at his best as a Chicago Bear next year. It may be at his best as a Los Angeles Charger next year. Because I'm not certain that they're going to do the right thing. I think that there is a chance, a greater than 30% chance, that they think Kyle Allen is good enough to win a championship with there in Carolina.
He's not. I'm going to be honest. He's good, but not enough for a title.
Is he good enough for a strong playoff run?
No. Wait, that means you have to get home field advantage.
Can they win a wild card round?
Yeah.
Yeah. Off of Kyle Allen or off of Christian McCaffrey?
Ain't no question.
Exactly.
It's CMC. CMC in the defense.
So can they win the divisional round?
No, I don't think so.
That's kind of weird. He is maxed out at divisional round good.
It's not him, but yes.
That's his talent. That he can't
but
go any further.
But this applies to CMC, or not CMC, Cam Newton as well.
Well, no, it doesn't, because we've seen Cam go to Super Bowl. So we know what he maxes out at. And that's MVP of the league, highest scoring offense, Super Bowl. up here.
I mean,
which to
they
me is
ran the
insane.
ball a lot, but yeah. Okay.
He threw for 35 touchdowns.
He sure did. They ran the ball a lot.
Yeah, ran for 10 touchdowns.
Yeah. They ran the ball a lot.
He ran for 10 touchdowns.
You know, speaking of the Chargers, you mentioned the Chargers and Cam going to the Chargers. What do you mean?
I'm excited for this.
What?
I'm excited for that.
You don't even know what I'm about to say.
It involves the Chargers, and that just gets my blood boiling.
Oh, is that good or bad? Is that good or bad?
We'll find out. Go ahead.
Will Kane. Are you familiar with Will Kane?
I love Will Kane. He supports Dallas. Big D, where the water is clean and the women are pretty.
Wait, women are pretty in other places.
That's not their
Dallas.
slogan. Nope. That's not the slogan.
Oh, my God.
Dallas.
Texans, you know what? You love your state so much, and I'm going to leave it there. So Will Kane was saying he thinks the Chargers should go to St. Louis. To get back at the Rams for taking away our team. And Will Kane made a great point. We have proven that we can accept someone else's team as our own and root for them.
Yeah.
Did you hear this?
I've not heard this. This is an interesting take. So being down here in Southern California, we get, all the buzzes from the bushes early on. And there's a lot of chatter about forcing Dean Spanos out as one of the worst owners in sports, who looks at the NFL as just a business rather than an opportunity to engage with society at large. Not to his level. He's the worst owner. He's the Donald Sterling of owners here. And in fact, there was something just released, some expletive-laced memo that came out from Dean complaining and chilling. Either way, there's been a lot of chatter about forcing him out, how much it would take to buy him out, and then reselling team and bringing them back to San Diego.
Ew.
The fans want him back
y'all
here.
Y'all don't even truly represent y'all's squad, man.
Make no mistake about it. I didn't say the Charger fans were. I told you early on. Fair weather fans.
Yeah.
That's why I like Cowboy fans, Pittsburgh fans.
You like
Packer
Cowboy fans?
They're committed to their team. That's something you don't see out here in California.
You could have opened with something else. Why did you open with Cowboys? You could have opened with the Raiders.
And Raider fans as well. All the loyal fans. Okay, that's why I respect them, because they're there, rain or shine. The Charger fans are fair weather fans.
Packer fans.
Fantastic.
My Cowboys first.
The key here is that there's no way to buy out as far as we're seeing right now.
No.
As last I saw, that the way the contract is written up and currently designed, he can't get out of it for a particular length of time. In fact, they've had discussions because he's not going to fill the quota that he's supposed to sell off as far as meeting his financial demands. Turns out they couldn't establish a fan base in Los Angeles.
Surprise.
Go figure. You barely had a fan base down here.
Yeah.
They were they're like the sixth most important team in LA, behind the Lakers, the Clippers, USC Trojans, the Rams, the hockey team, both the Anaheim.
The hockey team.
Yeah, the Los Angeles Kings.
And
I was going on with the Dodgers, the Anaheim Angels of Los Angeles. I mean, the whole everything. UCLA Bruins, maybe. Let's see what their basketball team has going on. Are the LA Sparks doing anything? And then it's the Chargers.
Idea.
The Galaxy, got to get them out there too. So I mean, they're a laughing stock. They're a joke, and they showed up on Sunday. And I know exactly the kind of dogs these Chargers are. They're the kind of team you never trust. You don't bet on them when they're expected to win. You don't bet against them when they're expected to lose. And this is exactly what happens. Aaron Rodgers, your lovable Aaron Rodgers.
I love me some AA Ron.
Showed up here with a Devontae Adams fresh. So fresh. Because, he's been sitting on his couch. He's been stretching his toe.
Whoa. He's not been sitting on his couch. He's been at the games on the sidelines. I've seen him on the sideline. His hair is made. He's looking –
you know what?
He's looking comfortable, but he's there.
I'm on the sidelines with Red Zone at home on my couch. He's doing the same damage that I'm doing.
It's a different sideline.
He's been doing everything that he can to nurse this turf toe.
Yeah.
And they were cooking without him. Aaron Rodgers never looked better. This whole season never looked better.
Well, he looked pretty good that Thursday night when Devontae had all those yards before he went down.
Yeah, on that Thursday night before he went down. It was 176 on like 10 catches. Aaron was just lacing it to him.
Yeah, it was amazing.
And then since then, Aaron has still looked great. The point here is that he comes back and ruins all the chemistry.
I agree.
He comes back and becomes almost a liability because he's not 100%.
But it's not
100%.
It's not his fault.
Right.
That the mojo, or not the mojo, but the flow was disrupted. I blame the head coach, the play calling. I see his face. What's his name? LaFleur. I knew it was Matt something.
Yeah.
I blame Matt LaFleur for messing up, forcing Devontae, and not just letting it happen organically. They should have stuck with what's been working. A lot of Jamal Williams, a lot of Aaron Jones, and the receivers get their play when they get their play. Don't go pass first, go run first.
The defense for the Packers is suspect. They just looked bad. They looked like they didn't come to play, like they thought they could walk into Los Angeles, eat them, and then walk out without even thinking about it, and they got caught off guard by the Chargers. The Chargers are the kind of team that plays up to the level of their opponent, which is why it's so frustrating, because they'll play a great game like this where they're getting after the quarterback, where Melvin Gordon's running well. Turns out Melvin said he loves the new offensive coordinator. I said, I'll bet you do, Melvin. 80 yards on the ground, was it like 40 through the air, a couple tuds. It was a great game for Melvin. Turns out if you hand him the ball in the I formation at the goal line, he can just walk behind the fullback in. You learned that at Pop Warner level, but the Chargers just figured it out week 9 of the regular season. So it was a great game for the Chargers because they're playing against a great opponent. They play Oakland on Thursday. They'll put up 6 points and you let everyone down. This team is just the most
You don't think it's
frustrating.
going to be an entertaining game? I think it's going to be good.
I think it's going to be an awful game because I'm going to be annoyed the whole time. I don't think the Raiders are impressive. I don't think the Raiders are going anywhere.
Carr has been playing well.
Yeah, he's
Josh
got, like, the
Jacobs
number
looks
3.
good.
I think it's a number 4 quarterback rating over the last 5 weeks.
I hope Waller's healthy.
What did Waller do this past week?
I mean, he left the game for a little bit, but he came back.
Nothing burger. That's what he did.
He didn't do it. He didn't pull a nothing burger.
No, he had points, but it was just an embarrassingly low amount. I think it was like
What?
1, 3
Bro,
catches.
I thought he had like 2 catches for 53 yards or something like that.
It was a bad game for me.
That two. What?
It was a bad game for me as far as
Give
I'm
me
concerned.
just a second, because
Yeah.
if you are a
When you
tight
get-
end,
You're only getting 2 targets.
no, he was injured, man.
It was 2 targets, 2 catches, 52 yards.
Yeah,
It
he
a
was
bad
hurt.
game. Not my problem. Not my problem.
What tight end you know
What did you think of Adam Thielen?
gets hurt?
What did you think of Adam
And
Thielen this week?
Hold on.
Uh-huh.
What tight end you know who does not play the whole game, has 2 targets, and gives you 53 yards?
I saw George Kittle on Thursday. Looked like he hyperextended his knee, leave the game, come back and give him about $1.15 and tud.
Yeah, that was against the Cardinals.
Oh, now you want to talk about competition? He was against the Lions. That's not like the face
The
of
Lions are
defense.
better than the Cardinals.
I don't know. They tied earlier. They're
Yeah,
almost
they did tie
identical.
earlier.
That's
Yeah,
all I'm
that's
saying.
true. What do I think about my boy Adam Thielen?
Yeah. Did he play well?
Did he play well?
Did he play well? Because he tried.
You know, like I said, I have Adams and Thielen in leagues, and I didn't know. I had to constantly keep looking at my roster, man. Are they gonna play? And Thielen was ruled good to go early in the week. I said, well, Adams is the only guy I'm worried about.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as the game starts, I look up. I said, what? Thielen's gone?
Yep.
Oh my God, Thielen, another goose egg. It hurt me
2 weeks in a row.
It hurt me a little bit. Pulled off some victories though.
You got a dub. You played one of the worst teams in the league with Rodgers and Diggs and Frank Gore, but whatever. I'm not going to talk about that.
4 leagues, I split 2-2. I'm okay.
I went 4-0 this week. It was a good
All
week.
4
It was a
teams.
good week for me.
Oh, that is nice.
It's interesting though because my fandom is clearly split while watching the games because I'm certain I'm in the playoffs in a couple leagues. And I don't even think about them, so I don't care. I'm willing to sacrifice those leagues if certain players can go off for me because I know how matchups get crossed if I'm playing again.
The fantasy way.
Exactly. So the leagues that I need to win, I'm like, please blow up. Like I'll tank a couple leagues now.
I thought you
to
were
guarantee
upset when you were undefeated in one of the leagues.
I'm 8-1 now.
Yeah.
Smashed my opponent again. Again, the one league I lost, it was wretched.
I think I would have taken you out had I played you in that league.
No.
Are you sure?
Oh, I think you were the high score that week. I think you had like 201 or something. I had like
Yeah,
200.
exactly.
Yeah, you would
Exactly.
have won.
Would have won.
You know what? When you're so far behind me, I can't see. When you're on the mountaintop.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Kung Fu Kirby, that is the name of my team in that specific league. Kung Fu Kirby, which you all know, takes me to Dub City, baby. Kung Fu Kirby is he's pulling off a comeback. He started off low. I think I had I was voted, not voted, but the stats, the numbers said I was most likely to win the league, have the best record, which some of the guys mentioned is a curse.
Didn't you draft Baker Mayfield in that league?
Oh yeah, he gone.
Yeah. That's all that matters to me.
It was not
That's all
Baker.
that-
I was thinking Freddie Kitchens, Odell, Jarvis, and Njoku.
Should the Browns have fired Freddie Kitchens already?
For what?
For being inept at his job. For
This
not being
is
good.
not Freddie's job.
Well,
on the line.
They're paying him.
No, his job is not on the line. I've always said this.
Uh-huh.
Any head coach, the first year you come into a team, I don't care. He was the offensive coordinator. The first year, you get a pass.
He was an offensive coordinator for half a season and then jumped to full-on head coach. Nope. 100% Freddie. He's not good enough. I'm just going to say he's not good enough, and he needs to be fired already. The fact that they can't figure out that Odell should get more targets than Jarvis Landry is a joke. The fact that Odell's struggling this hard, they had the reports of him coming off the field at the end of the game talking about, I can't catch a pass to save my life.
All right, let me ask you this question, because at the end of the game, I believe it was a fourth down or something along those lines. Odell had one-on-one against, who did the Browns play? The
Broncos. Chris Harris, right?
Against Chris Harris. He beat him off the line. Now, you know very well, Freddie Kitchens drew up that play, and more than likely the first read was Odell. You can't tell a quarterback where to throw the ball, man. I don't think this is his fault. I blame Baker.
I can tell a quarterback where to throw the ball. To Odell. Hey, Baker, this play's drawn up. Throw it to Odell.
But what if he doesn't do it?
Hey, that's bad coaching. Apparently, they don't fear you.
It's not.
There you go. If Bill Belichick,
there you go. No, that's what it is. Freddie Kitchens got this job because of how friendly he was with Baker Mayfield. He can't bite the hand that fed him.
That's his problem. Then he should be fired. If you can't do your job, if this guy was a pilot, would you fly his airlines?
What do you mean?
If Freddie Kitchens was a pilot with this kind of success rate, like you would have nothing. Well, he was just a co-pilot.
That's just one pilot. That's just one pilot.
I'm saying
the Baker pilot I would steer away from, and all the other planes. Who's flying today? Baker Mayfield, and I'm not flying today.
Baker's flying.
Baker doesn't.
But Freddie's in the air tower. He's telling him where to go. Like,
okay. Well, if he's air traffic control.
Exactly.
Baker's not listening to what you're saying. Then I'm not flying that. I'm not on that plane. I'm off that plane.
Baker listened to other people because he was winning last year. Somehow, he won in college somehow. And now with Freddie,
I don't watch
and the most talent, he won a Heisman. He was talented.
Did Baker win a Heisman?
Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Another reason I don't watch college football.
I'm just saying, when you give the person an opportunity to succeed, they do. And he's not doing it now.
He has the opportunity to succeed.
But Odell had 6 targets.
That's not actually bad.
That's literally a target and a half a quarter.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to drive. Can I throw one to Odell?
Yeah.
It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable in the highest order that Odell is struggling to get a look from this clown Baker Mayfield. Meanwhile, Jarvis Landry's getting 13 targets. He's not as talented.
If it's the same offense, I don't think it's Freddie's fault.
It is the head coach's fault because everything starts and stops with him.
That's not true.
Buck starts and stops with him.
That's not true.
It will if I was the head coach. If I was the owner, he'd be gone. Belichick gets credit for Bill Belichick gets blamed when things go wrong. That's his job to make sure things go right. Doesn't matter what happens.
But your job is on the line. The second Baker starts talking to media, or he finds that one media individual who he can speak things, so he can whisper things into his ear and have the word spread and things. He's like, get Freddie out of here. Make it happen.
Right.
Bam. Why? Why you want Freddie out of here? Because he's telling me how to play quarterback, and I don't want to look at Odell. I like Jarvis better. I feel more comfortable throwing the ball to Jarvis instead of the number 1 D-backs.
Well, Freddie's got to go. I think it's easier to find a coach than it is to find a quarterback in the NFL. Look at the Cleveland Browns. Look at the Miami Dolphins. Look at all these ridiculous organizations that have been terrible. It's time for them to go. Speaking of the Cleveland Browns and the AFC North and finding a quarterback and riding that quarterback to greatness, we've waited way too long to discuss what brought the most joy to my heart.
That brought a lot of joy to your heart.
It may have brought more joy to my heart than the Seattle victory in overtime. The Baltimore Ravens.
Shouldn't have came to that.
It shouldn't have, and I blame your kicker, Myers.
My kicker? Why is everything that's bad my boy this?
It just is. Quick connection. A friend of mine was on a jury trial recently, murder trial, and one of the jurors with him was Myers' father. Interesting little side note. What does your son do for a living? When they ask him in the selection pool, he plays in the NFL. And you Google Myers, he's a kicker. You find out. It's cool. Apparently, he said every kick to them is like the Super Bowl. It's so important. That's the kind of nervousness
they sit around the coach or TV. They're like, hey, honey, get in here. Yeah. He's about to kick the ball.
And this clown shanks it to Kalamazoo.
Yeah.
At the end. Unbelievable. It wasn't the Vinatieri shank, but it was still just, he almost cracked.
You talking about the laces out?
Not my problem. The laces shouldn't make that much of a difference.
It does, man. We've all seen Ace Ventura.
We have. That is true.
But back to your boy Lamar.
Yes. You know what? I don't even want to start this. I want to hear your take on it.
My take?
I want to hear your take on this game and your Super Bowl champion crowned New England Patriots. Go ahead.
I still think they are the Super Bowl favorites. With that being said, I was very much impressed by what I saw from Lamar and the Baltimore Ravens from the offensive side, because the Patriots defenders, specifically the linebackers, aren't the most athletic group. You could say Jamie Collins is fast sideline to sideline, but not so much Dante Hightower, Vanoy, I can't really think of any other linebackers besides those guys there. But Lamar looked good. It was like they were like a magician with the ball. You didn't know who had the ball. A couple of times I was fooled.
Yeah.
I was following the running back going up the middle. I said, "Oh, that's a nice wait, Lamar."
Yeah.
Oh, Lamar has the ball?
Mm-hmm.
Man, this looks tough to stop. They were at home. They were rowdy. He didn't really kill them with the ball in the air, which is fine. They stuck to it. What's the phrase? They know where the bread is buttered.
That wouldn't work.
They stuck to
you dance with what brung you would be the phrase you're looking for. This one.
You dance with what brung you to the game or dance?
To the dance.
To the dance.
Yeah,
because Lamar was running the rock, and he looked good doing it. The Patriots, you can't really stop that when there's an extra defender to block, and it's one-on-one. And that's funny because that's the Patriots way. We're going to go one-on-one against our guys, against your guys. We're going to see who's better. The Ravens, John Harbaugh, which is one of my top five best coaches in the NFL right now. If I had to give my opinion, we could talk about that later. You can ponder that. Just actually, you know what? Pause on Lamar. Top 5 best quarterbacks in your opinion, coaches. Yeah, not quarterbacks. Best coaches.
Right.
Go.
Top 5 best coach. Bill Belichick won by a mile. That's easy.
I love to hear you say that.
I've never doubted Bill Belichick.
You got 4 more.
He's a cheater, but he's still great. I
think
he's one. Pete Carroll would be 2. I think he's
particular order, just your top 5.
Oh, fair enough. I think Sean McVay has pole vaulted his way in there. I think Kyle Shanahan, based on what I'm seeing in San Francisco, would be in there. And number 5, trying to think around Harbaugh. You got that stuck in my head now. I can name 5 bottom feeders quicker than the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Harbaugh is a good one. You know what? I might actually have to go Andy Reid, despite his failures. But I think I'd go Andy Reid because offensively he's a genius. And so I think that'd be my 5th. But Harbaugh is close. There is, without question, something that people bring to the table that's not necessarily X's and O's, but a mentality. And he certainly brings a sort of a toughness and a tough mentality. I think Pete Carroll gets in because of that, more so than X's and O's.
And he has a ring.
Yeah, whatever.
Harbaugh has a ring as well.
Yeah, what I'm saying, that doesn't exactly. I didn't factor that in.
You should have. I can't believe you put Kyle Shanahan in there.
Kyle Shanahan looks great. You said right now. You said right now. So right now,
in
Kyle
the league.
looks good. Yeah.
No, okay.
He
so
looks very good.
So my top 5 in no particular order.
Fair enough.
Bill Belichick,
All right.
of course.
No particular order.
But I mean,
5.
No. He's number 1. He's number 1. Okay. Bill Belichick is number 1. Emperor Palpatine himself. Sean Payton, Harbaugh, Mike Tomlin.
He was the one I considered, but he's had too many big game failures and too many locker room blunders for me to really give it to him. I'm over Mike Tomlin.
That wasn't his fault that Antonio Brown was recording.
No. Remember when I said a coach can bring a certain something? It doesn't have to be X's and O's, but sometimes they bring an attitude or an aura to the team. Yeah. Mike Tomlin brought that earlier, but you said it right now. That aura about Mike Tomlin.
That's right now too. They're winning even without the big B's. Anyways, what was it? Harbaugh, Tomlin, Sean Payton,
Bill Belichick.
Who am I forgetting? Who's
Sean
number
McVay?
5? No, it's not McVay.
Pete Carroll?
I didn't say Pete Carroll?
No.
Oh, yeah, you said
Carroll.
Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
Pete Carroll, of course.
Yeah, see, I don't count rings as the ultimate barometer.
Not the ultimate, but it matters to me, and that's why I do not count Andy Reid. I honestly believe Andy Reid is better as an offensive coordinator. He's like a Mike Martz of the days of St. Louis Rams. Do you remember those days?
Yeah.
Martz became a head coach of the Lions and the Rams.
Yeah.
I think Andy Reid is better as an offensive coordinator.
It's interesting. In my rankings, I had 3 coaches from the NFC West.
What did I have?
Oh, you just had Pete Carroll. No, Sean Payton is one I forgot about. I wouldn't have added Sean Payton.
You said him.
No, I did not say Sean Payton.
You did say Sean Payton.
Bill Belichick, Andy Reid, Pete Carroll, Sean McVay. That's what I said. Rams head coach.
Oh, you meant to say McVay.
Yeah, no,
you said Payton.
No, well then scratch it from the record. Aaron, go back and make sure that I said Sean McVay. If I said Sean Payton,
you said
scratch that
Payton.
record.
Whoa!
I do not respect Sean Payton. I can't stand Sean Payton's
Whoa!
play calling. I hate the way that he gets way too cute. And I'll tell you when he started getting real cute is about 3 years ago.
You like Andy Reid.
This
Carry
on. This clown, Sean Payton, and his stupid what's his name? The number 7, Josh Hill.
Josh Hill.
I can't stand
The
him.
quarterback.
It's the
Well,
dumbest thing you maybe have ever seen in your
everything.
life. When you have a Hall of Fame Drew Brees at quarterback in his prime, just dealing dimes all game long,
Yeah.
and you want to get into scoring range and start getting cute, bringing in Josh Hill to throw, bringing in Hill to pass, to catch, bringing him in to run. Quit getting cute with it. Quit going outside the obvious and simple answer of give it to Breeze, let him throw, move on to the next play. He gets too cute with it, and it drives me up an absolute wall. He's so lucky. He is so lucky that he has Drew Brees and Alvin Kamara there.
He
on
drafted
his team.
Kamara.
Yeah, and he's so lucky that Kamara wasn't some sensational player at Tennessee.
You
been
want to know
tremendous as a
something crazy?
perfect-
You want to know something crazy? As much as I pounded the table for the Panthers to draft CMC, I was also okay with them drafting, I forgot who else, and getting Alvin Kamara later. I said, these guys look similar.
I have nothing against Alvin Kamara. I think he's a tremendous player. Super Kamario is everything and more than what he's expected to be.
Yeah.
That's accidental by some nature. Like, you know how many top draft picks bust. You know how many Heisman Trophy winners are nothing. You don't know what a guy's going to transition to in the pro.
I thought he looked amazing, and Sean Payton agreed.
And if you thought he looked this good, he should have gone like number 2 overall in that draft.
I thought he should have. I always disagree with the scouts every year.
That's my point. Is nobody saw this Alvin Kamara coming, and he's
I
this
did.
good because Drew Brees. A lot of checkdowns help things out. A lot of great passing spreads the ball out. If he did not have Drew Brees and Alvin Kamara on his team, if he just had
Teddy Bridgewater
and Latavius Murray for his entire career,
I think he'd still be good.
no, they would have figured him out. This would be done and
I
gone.
don't know how you
Don't like it.
how you just said all these things of how you don't like Sean Payton, and yet Andy Reid finds a way to lose all the time. Sean Payton, even as a Rams fan, he's getting robbed, man. He's getting robbed out of games. He's not even losing these games. He's being robbed.
He's never been robbed. He's never been robbed.
He's
The fans of New
never
Orleans have never
been
been
robbed.
No, they lost the game fair and square.
Fair and square, bro.
Fair and square.
Come on.
There
Come
was
on,
zero-
come on.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I'm
Come on.
fair
Come on.
and
No,
square.
come on, man.
No,
come on. Come on, man.
Crybabies. Crybabies in New Orleans. And I hope that nothing but the worst things happen to them down there. They're
my
absolutely crybabies. It was a
God.
fair and square play.
It was. I am a Rams fan. You know that was
hold
not
on.
fair and
Hold
square.
on. They are my personal and
No,
our
they are
local
not.
Los Angeles Rams.
No, they are. When you,
I crowned him King Godfrey. I
you can
love
crown him.
I loved Cooper Kupp.
I love Cooper Kupp.
I love Robert Woods coming out of USC.
Yeah,
Remembered him back as a Trojan. Okay, I like Brandon Cooks.
Yeah.
He's
I don't like
fragile.
Brandon Cooks.
He's
I
fragile.
don't like Cooks.
But I like Todd Gurley. So I like
I
the
love
entire-
Todd.
I love
Todd.
CJ Anderson. Got my Broncos in ring.
Yeah.
I'm saying I love the Rams all around. Okay? They absolutely earned that game. They outplayed Drew Brees and the Saints in that game. And they deserved it.
They did. But yet
And they won.
they got robbed on that play.
The Rams were robbed when they didn't call the face mask on top.
Oh, absolutely.
So it should have been up, and it would have been a moot point. The Rams would have scored a touchdown 2 plays later from the 1-yard line. It wouldn't have mattered.
Your
Just
take
that
on
simple.
Lamar? We went
all the way around.
a roundabout way. I had to get the top 5 while it
Yeah.
was fresh in your mind, which I definitely disagree that you put both Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay. When we've seen Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan both screw up their Super Bowl
Against
games,
who?
like
Against who?
big time.
Against who?
What?
Against who?
Against the Patriots.
And what coach?
And Bill Belichick.
In my top 5. Greatest of all time.
Yeah,
Sean
man.
Payton's
But Kyle
Sean
Shanahan,
Payton,
all he had to do was run the ball for them Falcons.
Didn't Sean
man.
Payton lose to the Vikings?
What?
Didn't they lose to the Vikings in the playoffs?
Sean Payton lost it. Exactly. You
There
see
you
what I'm
go.
saying?
There you go.
See the heartbreaks they're
gotta
losing?
coach- gotta coach
You
better.
see the heartbreaks?
Gotta
That's
coach
not
better.
they put their player in a position and
You?
Marcus
Evidently not.
what's his name? The safety's name, the young man was
It wasn't Gilmore. It was Lattimore, I
Marcus
thought.
Williams. No, it was Marcus Williams.
Was it Wood?
It was Marcus Williams who took out. That's not his fault.
No, but
That's
you know
not
what?
Sean Payton's fault. As a coach,
Coach better.
You say prevent.
Coach better.
They wouldn't prevent man, looked like it, and then
Also a cheater.
not his fault.
He was suspended for a year, wasn't he?
That's Greg Williams.
He
That was Greg Williams' fault.
Everything comes to the coach's doorstep.
It does.
Thank
but
you.
But that was Greg Williams' fault. My point is, I
Pete
cannot
Carroll's never
believe
suspended.
you're getting on Sean Payton, and yet you saw Sean McVay just. What'd you say? You
Sean-
said he ruined.
I said he embarrassed millennials everywhere with his performance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Kyle Shanahan, what did he do when he was up big against the Patriots?
He was up big against the. Thank you. He was up big against the Patriots.
And then
he trusted Matt Ryan, the MVP that year.
he trusted Matt Ryan.
And Matt Ryan was the MVP that year. He trusted him to throw,
bro.
and he failed. And you know what Matt Ryan did?
Come on,
You
bro.
know what Matt Ryan didn't do? He didn't throw to
he
Julio.
didn't win.
No. He kept going to Mohamed Sanu and
Okay.
Calvin Ridley.
Okay.
What did I just tell you Baker Mayfield should be doing? Throw to the main guy. Throw
What
it
does
to
this
Odell.
have to do? That is
Throw
not,
it to
that's
Julio.
the Browns. What does that have to do with Kyle Shanahan? That's not Freddie. That's not
Matt
Kyle
Ryan.
Shanahan and Freddie Kitchens. Different teams.
Matt Ryan, go do you. You're the MVP
they
this
should
year.
have handed off the ball.
Oh, I agree they should have. But if you're trusting the MVP, I can't really complain about that. You're up 23. So, yeah, Matt Ryan, throw it. Don't throw it to Mohamed Sanu.
What do you mean? When are MVPs announced? Did he know he was MVP yet?
Yeah, I think it was the day before the Super Bowl, right? NFL Honors Award. We all knew it was coming. MVPs aren't a secret.
Typically not. But I just can't believe you got Sean McVay and Kyle
Sean McVay
Shanahan,
was
who literally
incredible.
choked on these games.
Sean McVay was incredible last year.
Sean Payton wouldn't have done that. Sean Payton won both
Pretty sure
games.
Sean McVay beat Sean Payton.
No, what I'm saying is I bet Sean Payton's team shows up better to that Patriots game in the Super Bowl, better than those Rams. I bet you that much.
I bet that they didn't show up well enough to the NFC Championship game at home.
Yeah, they did not.
The Rams did.
No, you know what? Honestly, if I'm being 100, as my boy always says, he likes to say the phrase, to be honest and truthful. He's like, to be honest and truthful, Drew Brees didn't show up.
Can I ask you a question on that controversial play that you are trying to
on Nicole Roby Coleman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On that controversial
Yeah.
play.
Yeah.
Why were they throwing that whole drive when they're already in range?
What are you talking about?
Why weren't they just handing the ball off?
You trust Drew Brees.
Oh, wait a minute. Now you got Alvin Kamara. You're number 2 pick in the draft. If you're Sean Payton and all you need to do is –
come on, fantasy. Yeah,
and if you're Sean Payton, all you need to do is get in there and kick a field goal. Just run the ball. Why are you throwing it and killing the clock?
Because you have the option.
Oh, see? So you're not – so you're saying smart guys can make decisions as to not run the ball.
Yeah.
Are
you saying Matt Ryan is as smart as Drew Brees?
That year, he was MVP.
I don't care about that MVP. I'm asking you outside of MVP.
That year he was.
Is Matt Ryan as smart as Drew Brees?
Smart has nothing to do with it.
Does he have player IQ as high as Drew Brees?
No.
Who do you trust more, Matt Ryan or Drew Brees?
For a significant period of time, Matt Ryan. Drew Brees, to me, after he came from San Diego, and the first 3, 4, 5 years in New Orleans, he was literally guaranteed to throw a pick in every final drive. That guy was an automatic pick magnet. A drive for the win for the Saints in the early 2010s.
I don't care about what Brees was doing early in the beginning of the season. What about Matt Ryan?
He's become good.
Bro.
Brees has become great.
You know what? You better let's finish. Let's come back circle. You're going to make me lose my mind in here.
Yeah, I'm educating you in here.
You're just
drinking the Kool-Aid on
Sean Payton. You are
Payton.
educating me on things for sure, on where you stand on things.
Sean Payton is a fine head coach. He's just not a top 5.
He's a top 5, and McVay and Kyle Shanahan have proven they are not yet quite there.
I'm pretty sure that McVay beat Sean Payton last year.
You are correct.
Didn't he also beat him again this year?
And the Saints got robbed again.
No, Drew Brees broke his hand or tore his hand.
No. They got robbed on the They got robbed on the fumble return. Yeah.
So did Tampa Bay. Have you complained for Jameis?
You know I ain't complaining for Jameis.
There's your bias.
You know I ain't complaining. I need a quarterback with awareness.
There's your bias.
I need a quarterback with awareness.
Tampa Bay got robbed 2 weeks in a row.
I don't care about Tampa.
There you go.
Jameis.
That's 2 games in a row.
You're right. I'm biased against Jameis.
There you go.
Lamar. I gave my 2 cents about Lamar.
30
you
minutes
give
later.
your 2 cents about Lamar. Yes, you go ahead.
This was the best game of the night. This was tremendous.
It was only one game. It was only a game of the night.
Whatever. I watched a lot of them late, so it was nighttime all throughout the games. I'm on red zone. The point here, what a game. What a game, and what righteousness came from this game. Everyone saw the Patriots as Super Bowl champions getting the cupcake schedule of a lifetime. I've never seen a champion get 8 free passes before they have to play their first playoff opponent. That's what these Patriots got. They got a chance to just cushion their schedule with easy W's while the team started to gel together and figure out what they were doing. And that's exactly what happened. Their defense was taking advantage of bum quarterbacks like your boy Sam Darnold and these raggedy Dolphins and never having to play anyone with any gumption about them. And the first time they actually play a caliber team, a high caliber team in the Baltimore Ravens, they get punched right in the mouth. You're darn right the Baltimore Ravens danced with who brought them. That running game as the number 1 rushing team in football trampled all over the New England Patriots. I was going to say the Cleveland Browns because Cleveland Browns and Nick Chubb the week before they showed you the formula. They said we're just going to run every single play, and the Patriots have no answer. Lamar Jackson is the second coming of Michael Vick. You heard that here last because everyone has been saying it, and I refuse to accept it. It is officially done for me. He is faster than fast. He is quicker than a hiccup. I cannot believe some of the plays I saw him make when he looked like he was completely boxed in on both sides and just decides to head upfield. I'm just the overall athleticism. And there is an aura that exists with the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, because of Harbaugh.
Because of Harbaugh, because of Ed Reed, because of Ray Lewis.
E.D. Reed, say his name like that.
All of them. everything that they have instilled into this team makes this team to me feel like the team in Pop Warner. You had the suburban kids that were good in Pop Warner, and then you had the kids that came out of the hood.
The brothers.
Yes. Yeah, the dark-skinned brothers that came out of the hood that had nicknames at the age of 5, like Sweetness and all this. They're like,
come here, JoJo.
yeah, wait a minute. Why does he have a nickname on the field already? This is Pop Warner. And they just came and they would murder you.
Get him, JoJo.
And you're just like, they're different species. They have a different attitude, a different aura. That's the Baltimore Ravens.
At home.
Last night. That's all that matters to me. I don't want to hear about your other stuff. This isn't about tearing them down. This is building up the Ravens. Lamar was tremendous in every sense of the word. Hollywood Brown, get faster. Disgusting.
He's hurt, man. He's hurt.
Hey, if you're on the field, Shannon Sharp says it, if you're on the field, you're 100%.
You're not.
Then don't play. Then don't play.
No, you want to be out there.
If you're not,
no one wants to be Jay Cutler.
Then I'm gonna hold you to a standard. Hollywood be faster. To be fair, I saw him in against Miami. He wasn't that fast. Week 1, he was getting caught.
He didn't get caught.
He was getting caught.
He did not get caught.
As far as I'm concerned, he's not fast enough. I feel like as a number 1 wide receiver, you should never get caught for something.
Never.
I don't know. I know it's not true. The DBs are paid to catch you.
Yo, what do
but
you mean?
You should be faster. He just doesn't look fast to me. I'm just going to say he doesn't look fast to me. Mark Ingram, get to the end zone. Don't get gassed at the 30 and look for a tackle at the 20. You finish that run off with some authority.
You were building them up.
I'm just saying, these are the mistakes they made are great mistakes because they were running free, running wild. I love that they didn't play in the soft zone like the Chargers in the playoffs. They just went after Brady every single time. It was just a thing of beauty to watch. The fumble from Edelman, finally, those old bones starting to catch up with him. Boy, if I could get Earl Thomas to catch him one time, then there's nothing that upsets me more when I think about it than I always say, I wish somebody would catch Edelman coming across the middle. And I look back to when they played Seattle in the Super Bowl and Cam Chancellor in the fourth quarter caught Julian Edelman smack dab in the middle. And Julian just got up. And I said, good Lord, there's nothing else. He's the biggest hammer we got. And it looked like Cam might have took more of the damage. I said,
and Cam's out the league.
Yeah. I said, dang, Julian, you are something special. And it sickens me. Do it again until someone finds it and tags him at the right spot. This was an amazing game to watch.
Yeah.
The Patriots had exactly what they had coming. The best graphic I saw, and I'll leave you with this, last night during the telecast, they played the Stranger Things music last night. During the telecast.
Yeah, Sunday night.
They had the Stranger Things music going, and on the normal surface, they had the first 8 games, which was just so basic and so nonsensical. And then they hit you with the upside-down world where the monsters were and the Patriots' upcoming schedule, these quarterbacks that they have to face, and they finally have competition. They finally have the Deshaun Watsons and Dak Prescotts and Carson Wentz's and great teams that are coming through their way. And finally, they're going to be tested. This defense is a fraud. I told you I didn't believe in this team, just like I didn't believe in the Niners. I said they got to bring some competition to me.
Yeah.
We'll see this Monday night.
Yeah.
I don't know how Monday night got this game.
Hey, man, it happens sometimes. Sometimes you get a good game, man.
I'm disgusted.
Well, hold on. Now back to your rant and Stranger Things and ESPN. That was ESPN.
No, it was NBC.
NBC. It was Sunday night game.
Sunday night.
So Al and Chris were talking about. I'm happy this game happened. I'm
so
extremely
was I.
happy because now the Patriots are woke, as they say nowadays, and they will go into the bye week. Bill Belichick will grill these players.
So you think Bill Belichick had them slacking?
And I think no.
So they were already woke.
No. I mean, you know how a coach is speaking and a player, kind of like a teacher's in class, the students are kind of listening, but they're getting glossed over and then they're doodling in the notebooks. Like, hey, guys, you need to be ready. And they're like, man, we ain't worried about this guy, coach, whatever. But they're going to say, yes, sir, we're ready. And they got smacked in the mouths, if you said, and Julie P.E.D. Edelman fumbled the ball and they picked it up for a touchdown. So what I'm saying is they were smacked in the mouths. They are woke. They're going into the bye week. And you mentioned Stranger Things. Now, TB12 is 11. And he will.
Oh, don't you dare.
He will take this team.
I almost threw this
and
microphone
he will
across the room.
protect the Patriots.
I almost
the
threw.
nose will bleed a little bit, and he will use that telekinesis abilities, and he will take this team
I've never been
to Dub City.
I may have never been more disgusted by a ridiculous comment that you've made on this podcast.
What are you talking about?
Than Tom Brady being 11. How dare you compare him?
Hey man, they
beast.
brought it up. You mentioned it, and I'm finishing it.
I mean, it sickens me. It sickens me to no end. But what didn't sicken me is that victory for the Ravens. So congrats to all of Baltimore.
Yeah, it was a good game, man. It was
All
a
of
good
America,
game.
really.
Yeah,
Everyone won.
yeah.
Any notable mentions before you bounce out? You want to talk about how great Deshaun was?
Deshaun,
He
yeah.
was good in London.
CMC, MVP.